What is ego? Lunak Tan asked the Tao. Even the article of Elder Tik Thong Lak is full of arrogance, so where does he get the idea of attaining the truth to spread it widely? Only those who are unlucky would believe in his writings. Praying for world peace, prosperity, happiness, and peace for all people, living with love for one another is infinite compassion, so how can it be called wrong? Wishing for world peace is in accordance with the laws of nature, so how can it be called wrong? Praying is different from asking, so we need to review the issue, lest the reader misunderstands correctly and becomes wrong, which is a big danger. Answer. Lunak Tan, a layman, was poisoned by Mahayana to the point of ignorance and stupidity. Having learned a little bit of Buddhism, he does not understand anything about the true Dharma, yet he wants to criticize the saints. This is truly ignorant and pitiful. Hey Lunak Tan, do you understand the nature of arrogance? Master Tan Tien does not argue with anyone. Master Tan Tien only teaches and explains to everyone to clearly understand the true Dharma. Now, out of compassion, Master Tan Tien teaches all Mahayana monks and nuns, along with Lunak Tan, and awakens the people to understand, what is the nature of ego? 1. What is the nature of arrogance? That is the words, writing, expressing self-satisfaction, for one's own benefit, that is called arrogance. Even if words, writings, and harsh language help to awaken the ignorant and save the ignorant, they do not benefit oneself, and not only that, they are detrimental to oneself, and sometimes one has to die for a great cause, then that is boundless compassion. Got it? That's the Dharma. Example 1. A person who speaks slowly, humbly, and kindly, creating good feelings for the listener, but secretly deceives the people to show off, and gain profit for himself. Or a writer with many beautiful, gentle words, winning people's hearts, but secretly deceiving the people to show off his reputation, to make a profit for himself, that is truly arrogant. That is called hypocrisy. Example 2. When a child is naughty, the mother beats and scolds her child, hoping that the child will become a good person. Is the mother's violence and abuse towards the child considered arrogance? A kind mother is always a kind mother, loving her child from the bottom of her heart. A mother scolds her child, a mother beats her child. When the child is hurt once, the mother is hurt 10 times more. Do you know that? With a mother's immense love, after she has raised her child to be a good person, she doesn't need any benefits from her child, right? At that time, she will be away from her child forever. Or, if her child is successful, she will take care of her lover, wife and children, then her child will be happy. She has never asked for any help from her child, right? For the ignorant, angry person, it is considered that the mother is full of arrogance. Right, Lunak Tan? Example 3. Master Thong Lak sought refuge, quietly enjoying the fruits of his own practice, or left the world to no longer be subject to worldly karma. However, Master Thong Lak stayed in the world, clearly explaining the original teachings of Buddha to the people. He strongly used violent language to expose the evil poisoning of Mahayana scriptures towards humanity and towards monastic life. At the same time, he taught the ignorant people who were drowning in the sea of suffering, ignorance, and superstition. At the same time, he taught the Dharma of practice, so that practitioners could practice and progress, to master birth, aging, sickness, and death, and together they could escape, and no longer be reborn as suffering humans. What benefit does your work bring to Master Thong Lak? Sometimes, you may die because the evil cults will have their rice pots broken. Your extremely compassionate and immense work brings everyone from ignorance and darkness to awaken, and together move towards the true Dharma. Is this called arrogance? O foolish, ignorant, and addicted children of Mahayana! With a monk who eats at restaurants, gossips, wears monk's robes to deceive people, and uses money to feed his followers, like monk Nguyen Hai, he was also rude to monk Thong Lak. How pitiful! How pitiful! A scholar of all things, Du Van Tien, prides himself on being deeply knowledgeable in Buddhism, yet he memorized the wrongly copied sutras without knowing it. How rude to Master Thong Lak! Example 4. There was a monk of Master Thong Lak who attained the fruit of Arhat. He quietly left the world, because he realized that the fate of people in the world was too thin, he could not teach them, so he had to leave. Just like in school, if a professor appears but there are no students who are eager to learn, then they have to change jobs. What is the point of being a professor? So, no one knows, no one cares, no one bothers. So, how can ignorant people have the opportunity to know the true Buddha Dharma? Example 5. In Ba Vai, Hanoi, appeared Great Master Chan Tan, a long-time Mahayana monk. After receiving teachings and being taught the true Buddha Dharma by Master Thong Lak, he immediately became enlightened and asked to enter the monastery, diligently practicing, eating 1 meal a day, living alone, sleeping 4 hours, and having no money in his pocket. After a while, he was trusted by Master Thong Lak and assigned to teach human ethics, cause and effect, and the Eightfold Path. But because of the turmoil of the true nature caused by Mahayana, he had to return to the cold, precarious Ba Vai mountain to practice in silence. After attaining enlightenment, he established a hermitage for the people, accepted students, and guided those monks who had some basic knowledge of meditation. For example, if one sits still for 30 minutes without any thoughts arising, he will guide them to enter the 4 holy concentrations. In particular, because he was still influenced by Mahayana, he specialized in using loving words and beautiful language, and was not used to using harsh language. So how could he teach people who were still ignorant? So far, no one has had a relationship with him. Waiting for the right person is not possible, certainly not long from now. He will have to stop breathing, go away, leave this world. Knowing how to use harsh words to teach the ignorant and foolish is a great trick. Example 6. When Buddha taught his audience, the people who followed him were still ignorant. Buddha had to say, "You are so stupid." Once, Buddha saved a man who was shot by an arrow. The man who was shot by an arrow kept asking questions like, "Who shot me? Why did they shoot me? Where were they hiding to shoot me?" Buddha shouted loudly, "Be quiet. Let me save you first. If not, you will die. Who will I answer to?" The man hit by the arrow woke up and kept quiet so Buddha could bandage and save him. Once, a large number of monks were talking nonsense and making a ruckus in the monastery. He shouted loudly and chased them to the other side of the river. As a result, the monks were frightened and focused on their practice. Eventually, many of them attained arahantship. Is the Buddha's actions called arrogance? Master Thong Lak had to use violent language to awaken and save monks, nuns, and Buddhists who were ignorant and addicted to Mahayana out of the forest of ignorance and superstition. Is this called arrogance? Ask and answer yourself. Hey ignorant people! 2. Praying for peace, for the people to be happy and prosperous, Master Thong Lak thinks is wrong. So, does Master Thong Lak know nothing about the Dharma? This just revealed the ignorant and vague nature of Lunak Tan. Lunak Tan, do you know why I call you ignorant and vague? You should know that, it is not that Master Thong Lak thinks that praying for peace, prosperity, and happiness for all people is wrong. But he teaches the monks, all actions such as charity, praying for peace for all people, are wrong for monks. Because, if a practitioner is always busy with other people's business, thoughts will arise continuously. How can he practice? How can he enter meditation to practice and attain the fruit of Arhat? When deciding to become a monk, leave worldly matters to worldly people. Monks only need to worry about practicing. If you are always concerned with worldly affairs, it is best to leave the monastery and return to lay life. It is so clear. He teaches for monks, not for worldly people. So how can you say that he opposes worldly affairs? Lunok Ton, do you understand your mistake and ignorance? Buddha taught monks to live alone, eat one meal a day, and have no money. But Buddha did not teach layman Lunok Ton that Lunok Ton would panic, be afraid of sadness, afraid of hunger, and complain. Master Thong Lak, Buddha's teachings are for those who have understood the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the 12 Causes and Effects, the 37 Factors of Enlightenment. Are determined to leave worldly affairs, practice to master birth, aging, sickness, death and escape, no longer be reborn as a suffering human being. If you can practice, then practice. If you can't, then feel free to return to lay life. Don't be ignorant and rude to a saint. Note: Master Tan Tien is not like a gentle and weak Mahayana mother, lulling her child to sleep, leaving the child to sink into suffering forever. Instead, Master Tan Tien is like a serious, steadfast, and strong mother, waking her child up and showing her the dangers of Mahayana heresy. Even if you curse me, hate me, or kill me, I don't care about that. What I care about is, when you become enlightened, Master Thong Lak will guide you in your practice, so that you can escape the suffering of your life. Do you know that? Opium only makes the addict addicted for one lifetime. But Mahayana scriptures make the addict addicted for countless lifetimes.